Welcome to Let's Chat with Homebuyers Centre. Here are some snippets from the episode. How long does it actually take to plan and design and then move in?
How we break it down is pre-construction, which is about 3 to 5 months. And depending on the size of the home, is the length of the duration of build.
Yeah, it can be really hard. I've gone into just like Bunnings before and you want to pick a paint color and you're like, how do you even know that that works with the floors that you have when you're just looking at like 6 different shades of white? So it's amazing that you have the color palettes ready to go.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is there any other differences between Homebuyers Centre and the other builders other than the pricing?
It's really streamlined to make it as easy as possible. So it's our role to make it really nice and tidy and present it with a bow, basically.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about everything building new on episode 2. So we're going to talk about the benefits and also the process. I'm back with Nunzio, who's a Homebuyers Centre consultant. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. No, you're welcome. Thanks. No. It's great to have you back. To get started, if you've decided you want to build new, what does this mean and how do you get started?
Starting point would be to work with a builder and one of the consultants there to understand what you're hoping to achieve, what timeline you're working towards, what you need in the home and kind of where. And then it's our role to kind of put that all together in terms of where we're looking, what developer we're working with based on the land available, what floor plans work. And then we've got obviously upgrade options that allow you to kind of customize within a certain reason and then flow on kind of from there.
Amazing. What is an upgrade? Is it like upgrading your phone?
Similar, yeah, in a sense. So there will be a floor plan that will be a core design of ours. And then someone might want, for example, a larger shower or a double vanity, which is obviously the 2 sinks in your ensuite. They're the sort of things that would be predetermined in terms of upgrades that each floor plan would have. So it's really more so understanding what you want and then us working with you on it with a few more questions, understanding, okay, what's important to you? We understand that they love cooking. So the kitchen's a really big highlight. So we obviously have larger appliances and we have obviously undermount sinks. So they've got obviously larger space to kind of cook in and all that sort of stuff. The way I'd like to explain anything cosmetic, anything in the home that we can kind of like tapware, flooring, tiles, carpet, all that sort of jazz, we can kind of work with. We've got color palettes that you can select from to make it really easy to move through the styling process. What we find is some people come in with Pinterest boards and really know what they want, which is great. And then some people, it's really overwhelming for them. So we've really simplified it into 6 color palettes so that they all complement each other. There's lights and darks and in between. So yeah, you're not coming out of that appointment pulling your hair out.
Yeah, it can be really hard. I've gone into just like Bunnings before and you want to pick a paint color and you're like, how do you even know that that works with the floors that you have when you're just looking at like 6 different shades of white? So it's amazing that you have the color palettes ready to go.
Yeah.
It sounds great. It's obviously a great benefit to building instead of buying an established home. Are there any other benefits as well?
Yeah, so if we're looking at building, the benefits is you're building the exact floor plan and home that you want in the areas that you want it. No one else has lived in it. It's literally brand new.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
No scratches already.
Exactly. And then obviously buying established, it's more so for me, is a timeline thing. Like, is it a need where they need to physically move from where they are into the home that they're currently in?
Tell us a little bit more about the timelines there. So if you buy established, you have your settlement period, you can hopefully just move in. But what about with a new build? How long does it actually take to plan and design and then move in?
Yeah, so timing wise, if the land is ready to go, which another term is titled. So you'll see the word titled out there quite a bit with land, which is basically the developer has finished preparing the land ready for builders to build upon. Mm-hmm. With that, it's kind of ready to go. How we break it down is pre-construction, which is about 3 to 5 months, which is us working through council, developer approval, basically getting all the purchase paperwork and documents to build. And then once we get to that point, we hand over to construction. And depending on the size of the home is the length of the duration of build. So your smaller to mediums might range kind of between 4 to 5 months. And then your larger, like double stories, will 6 months and onwards. Amazing.
So what does fixed pricing actually mean? And do you actually offer a fixed price?
So fixed pricing can mean something different for each builder. I know most builders will say that they're fixed price, but when it gets to contract signing, which traditionally a couple of months after purchase, there is additional costs, which is why I do think there is potentially a stigma of hidden costs in the building industry, but it's quite refreshing when customers come to us and they realize our approach, that it is 100% fixed. A big load is taken off their shoulders. And what I mean by that is you're going into this purchase going, okay, this is my literally 100% fixed price. The only time that this would potentially increase is if I was to add upgrades. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing. Is there any other differences between Homebuyers Centre and the other builders other than the pricing?
It's really streamlined to make it as easy as possible. So obviously with the trusted piece, with the conversation with us as a consultant, the ease of putting a package together is a really big tick for a lot of people. You've got your life, you've got your work. The last thing you want to do, even when you want a home, is to kind of like pull it all together. So it's our role to make it really nice and tidy and present it with a bow, basically.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you've got your fixed price package. How long do you actually have to sign and lock that in?
So if we're talking within the month, it's traditionally within, 30 days.
Okay, so a decent amount of time to make a decision, not like quick 24 hours.
No, look, everyone's different. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt in terms of their own kind of living situation where they've got kids and work. So I totally get it. So I like to take a bit more of a slower approach, but it can move quite quickly. What I do share with a lot of people is don't be surprised from the moment you inquire to the moment you purchase. That can literally be 7 to 14 days. It can move really quickly. So sometimes we get to that point and they're like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah,
this
absolutely.
is what you wanted. Here's your dream.
Yeah.
Definitely. How can your home buyers consultant actually help you pick your dream home? Because there is a lot of excitement, but also nerves going around. How can they help you work through those nerves or actually pick the right thing for you?
Look, it's our role as consultants to hear what you're saying and know exactly kind of what options to provide you. It's important to even if you're not clear on what you want, to be clear on what you're thinking so that we can kind of articulate and understand how we can help, if we can help. And 9 times out of 10, when those conversations are pretty open and honest, you get a really good result. So yeah, all I would say is if you don't know exactly where to start or what you want, it's just really important to start with a conversation.
Definitely. So we've got the home that we want, the nice design that we want. How do we actually go about finding the right block of land?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's super important as well. So to the naked eye, sometimes the block is flat. It looks flat as, but it's about what's underneath that. You really need to know what's going on, because that does change what you can build on it and the cost to build. So what I normally suggest is if they have found a block to share that with me, and I'll look into all the documents to understand if it is a good block to work with. If they've already purchased it, great. We'll then just work with what floor plans will work on there. If they're starting from scratch, like most people, I would go out there and have a look at blocks of lands for them. And we have exclusive house and land, which our house and land team at head office, their sole job is to literally go out and find the best blocks of land with the key developers and then package up our best designs on there. So it's a really streamlined approach. You know how much the cost of land is, how much the build is, and then the total package price.
Yeah, that's great.
Unless you add upgrades, that is the price.
Yeah, amazing.
There's 3 different approaches I like to categorize it. There is, you've either got land and we can build on that. You need assistance with finance, house and land. So we do the whole approach. Or you've already got your finance and you're just trying to tackle the build and the actual land itself.
Just so easy things, just build and land. No,
yeah.
Big process. A lot of the affordable land options are more in the outer suburbs of Melbourne or even in regional Victoria. Are there any benefits to moving to those areas?
What I would suggest is when you're looking at potential places to build, what's important to you? If you've got kids, is it the schooling? If it's just the two of you or just yourself, is it public transport or walking tracks? Things like that. And then you kind of will narrow down kind of 1 or 2 estates and kind of go from there. Like these are all the conversations that we would have with you. You don't need to think of that all up front. What I find is from the first conversation to the end, so much evolves from that. So yeah, it's a really good like learning experience for everyone involved.
It sounds really exciting. I almost want to go design my home now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
fun.
Let us know.
We have covered a lot today. We talked about building new versus buying established, the different types of land, titled and untitled, all the customizations and things you can do in your new home as well, picking a block of land, the process, so many things. The next episode, we're going to cover all things mortgage brokers. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. I look forward to the next one.
This information does not consider your personal needs and financial circumstances, and you should consider whether it is appropriate for you. Lender terms and conditions apply and may vary. All financial services provided by Resolve Financial Solutions Pty Ltd, trading as Resolve Finance, ABN 65079 545 378, Australian Credit Licence Number 385487.